Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Pemko number 355 PWS. This is a 6-inch sample piece of an Astragal that I have here from Pemko. This is what the 355 looks like. The extrusion is a 355 extrusion, if we're just talking about the aluminum component itself. That's the 355. The PW in this case, of course, means painted white, and not an unusual finish at all, especially in residential applications. The S in the part number means that this insert is silicone. Okay, a very durable sort of insert that is going to be exceptional when it comes to extreme temperatures. It remains very soft, yet very tear resistant, and is capable of the other inserts: vinyl, polyurethane, brush, pile, neoprene, other derivatives of rubber, silicone. Silicone's strong suit, in my opinion, is extreme temperature, especially heat. The other products, I don't know, have a better long-term life when it comes to extreme. Polyurethane, of course, would, but silicone is a great all-around piece of equipment. And the only one that would probably be more tear resistant than this would be polyurethane, but that's not an insert that Pemko offers. It's one that others offer, however. So painted white, it's going to be a different, available in different finishes. Let's take some basic dimensional properties and we'll talk about why you're likely looking at this. The overall width is 1 3/8, very typical size. Has a 1/4 inch projection from the face of the door. Okay, and it's going to be available in lots of different lengths. Okay, let's talk about why you're using this. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. Now, if you're looking at this Astragal, I imagine it's because you have an exterior door that you want to seal the gap between the two doors. It could be used in an interior application as well, though that's less common. You're generally going to likely use something wood in a residential application. But this is ideal as an Astragal for exterior doors. And why is it ideal? Well, it does 3 things, actually. It not only takes up the gap between the two doors, it covers. So you've got 2 doors. It will consume part of that gap. It will also cover the exterior meeting style, number 2. Number 3, it will seal the active door every time the active door closes. So, assuming that you have an in-swing application, my door, this will be fixed to the inactive door. My active door is going to come and seal against like this every single time. Okay, so it does all 3 of those things pretty elegantly. It's inexpensive, it's lightweight, it's easy to install. Speaking of installation, it's going to include these flat undercut head screws. They're undercut because you can see from the, I think, well, underneath the head at the tip of my fingernail, that flathead comes down like this and then like this. An actual flathead would be like this. Undercut flathead is when you are installing a screw down to something that's relatively thin, that will allow you to have the head of that screw flush with the Astragal itself, and then attach that into the door. If I haven't already said it, this is called the T Astragal. If you use your imagination, you can see why the extremely original and brilliant group of door hardware scientists come up with these great names. All kidding aside, one nice thing about the hardware industry is that it's a T Astragal, okay, and that's why it is like that. We use words that are very easy, I think, to grasp in that regard. There's many other examples of that. So this is a painted white finish and is used as an Astragal. Now, the term Astragal is meant to work at a meeting style of doors. You can also have a split Astragal. Basically, a split Astragal is when you have 2 Astragals that are I can't say that they're always the identical Astragal. You could have two surface-mounted bristle Astragals. That would be a split Astragal. You could also have a pair of surface-mounted adjustable Astragals that one has pile and the other's just a plain convex aluminum feature where the pile will come up and seal against that. Okay, split Astragal where you've got something happening on each door. A T Astragal like this, or an Astragal or a flat Astragal, or any Astragal, a Z Astragal, an H Astragal, and all of these look like those letters. A split Astragal still can allow independent operation of each door. Okay, a T Astragal will not allow independent operation of each door. So if you're using it in a commercial sense, be mindful. If you have the need to get out of each door independently, like you would in a pair of surface vertical rod exit devices or a mortise exit device with a surface vertical rod and an open back strike, application to typical one-piece Astragals then force a sequence to the opening and closing cycle. If you have a T Astragal like this and you've got door closers on both doors and then you have automatic flush bolts in the inactive, you'll need a coordinator so that the inactive door can get closed first before the active door can get closed. So you'll need to sequence all of that. This Astragal is probably used in a residential application where there's only going to ever be one door generally open at one time. And there will never be the need to have both doors operate independently of each other. One other dimension I didn't give you that I'd like to give you is here. It's about 5/8 of an inch. So what I'm trying to illustrate there is your inactive door is going to sit in this area. That's going to come from the face of the door back to the edge of this lip at 5/8. So be mindful of that when you're thinking about what hardware this might need to be attached over. You might need to get in here and notch this a little bit for a flush bolt or something like that. It's just aluminum. You should be able to relatively easily modify that material, but you may have to. Let's switch now to the screen view and let's take a closer look at all the supporting information. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. Now, this is the item that we are indeed looking at, and here is our Astragal here. Let's take a look at this. So we have our active door. We have our inactive door. We have our okay. This is the fixed door with the flush bolt. That's the active door. This would be a right-hand active. And that does a nice job at being able to cover up our gap, take up our gap between the doors, cover up the gap between the doors here, and then seal here. And that's where that's going to be used. Let's take a look at the other colors that we have listed. We have a solid architectural bronze and an oil rubbed finish. We have a brass, a mill finish, solid brass or bronze, a dark bronze anodized. This is probably going to be a clear aluminum anodized finish, a dark bronze anodized finish. We're going to have a polished brass, solid brass. Let me say that again. We can do this in two base materials, solid architectural bronze, also known as brass, and then aluminum. Substantial price difference between the two. On the architectural bronze, which most people call brass. It's just an alloy of 4 primary components. Call it brass, that's, you know, certainly good. It can be left mill, it can be polished, it can be done satin, it can be done oil rubbed. In the aluminum-based material, you'll have clear anodized, you'll have dark bronze, you'll have gold anodized, you'll have painted white, powder coat black, they can do as well, and satin nickel, assuming they've not discontinued it. Then it's available in standard lengths. It's available in 7 foot, 8 foot, 9 foot, 10 foot. If you have need for a custom length, you're just going to order the next longest piece and cut that to size yourself, is what would end up happening there. Some images that we have here. Here's a good image of the cross-section of the item. Oh, different inserts as well. This is S for silicone. You can also do P for pile, and that's what is being shown here. The 355P, that's a soft pile insert. That's also nice, very effective. Will be more tolerant to a warped door situation, and meaning you can compress this more substantially with your finger or closing the door than you can the silicone. The silicone is going to prove to be a bit more rigid when you try to flatten it in a very hyper sense. This is not bristle, this is pile. Pile is extremely soft and does a really good job sealing as well. I would prefer silicone if it was going to get any direct moisture at all, or if it was going to be in an application where you could expect to have triple-digit temperatures often. You know, a roof access pair of doors, you know, in Phoenix, I'd go for silicone in that instance. Well, let's just open up one of these, and there is the cross-section that's here. They also have vinyl in addition to pile and silicone. Vinyl would only be advantageous if cost was the most important thing. Vinyl is inferior in all regards. Printable cut sheet, that's just going to be that as a blow-up model. That's here. Now, there is, let's take a look, extended description information, T Astragal, the length, the finish, the insert, air infiltration tested as well. We'll take a look at the Pemko catalog and show you what that symbol means, and see if any of the other inserts have a different testing that they've been brought up to. So there's a link below this video as seen here to the manufacturer's page. When we click on that, we'll be able to pull up not only all of the Pemko products that we sell by means of this horizontal navigation as seen here, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. Let's open that up, and then let's do a find function on our keyboard for 355. That's obviously going to match lots of things in the catalog because it's a relatively generic number. Actually, it really doesn't. So here is the 355. It shows us the different inserts. Vinyl, pile, vinyl again for some reason. Yeah, that's wrong. And they don't have S for silicone here. Little typo here, but the bottom line is they're all infiltration tested, air infiltration tested. If you're going to install this on a fire door, you'll need to order the PK version, which is Pemko preen, which is like a synthetic neoprene. Actually, yeah, you'll need a PK version for that. So be mindful to order it as a fire-rated option. Other T Astragals are here as well without weather stripping. And then another model, going to be a little more petite in its footprint should you have something happening on the door where you can't have a lot of additional width there. So this is 5/8 narrower, the 356 model. Other Astragals, security Astragals are on here. And actually, I should have mentioned, this does provide a fourth feature. It does, of course, cover that seam in the sense of it becoming a security device at that point. In no way are we telling you, or is there, I should say, a mandated side of the door this must be installed on. This could easily be installed on a left-hand reverse door. So this could be the outside. The Astragal could be on the inside. The Astragal itself does not perform the job of a latch guard. If you want to have the Astragal seal this gap, seal the door, and become a security device, you have to think about where you will install it on the door to provide that functionality, and on what door you would. If it's an in-swing, if we're on the inside right now, it's going to be attached to the inactive door. But if we are doing an outswinging exterior application where we've got a right-hand reverse active, well, what's going to happen there is you're going to have to install that like this. That seal is going to go here. Okay, so now you're going to have the Astragal mounted to the active door when that's going to swing out. Okay, this will all stay stationary. This whole door is going to be the one that you pull on. So you might install it to the active door and you might install it to the inactive door, depending on what you need, what functionality you need to accomplish through the opening, is the bottom line. Let's wrap up this video on camera. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. In conclusion, if you have any questions on the Pemko number 355 PW in an S or any other Pemko product, please feel free to reach out to us. Their catalog represents the most comprehensive, complete, and fully featured, filled out amount of available products from a single manufacturer. What I'm trying to say is nobody has more products available than Pemko does when it comes to gasketing. Pemko can also do custom work. So if you see something in their book, if you take a piece of this and you take some of this and you cut some of this and weld it all together, they can create custom thresholds as well. We don't end up doing that often, but there are times that we do. Need to either have them do it or do it in the field. If you are doing single or double doors with Rixson floor closers, or anyone's floor closer, but Rixson is being a sister company to Pemko, they will make those thresholds and they will cut, cope, notch, create removable panels. So they'll do all of that depending on the center hung or offset, which closer you're using, whether or not you want returns, the whole 9 yards. That's something you'd probably want Pemko to do. All the way to just coping around the stop of a frame. You might do that in the field. But you also, I did a job not too very long ago, last year at some point, where I needed an 18-inch wide threshold because the jam depth of the frame was like 16-inch. It was huge. And yeah, they can cut, weld, put in supports, weld all that in. It's not inexpensive to do that, but it's exactly what the client really needed for the project. So Pemko can deliver those solutions to you as well. Thank you for watching this video. Any questions on the 355, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you. Again, thank you for watching. And if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up. Please subscribe and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.